G'day, welcome back to Chatswood Garage. It's been a while since we've caught up on what's going on with the caravan as well, but I have been working very hard on that. I've been finding it very stressful to work on. I'm such a fish out of water with the woodwork, and the further I dig, the more problems I find, and I'm really enjoying it, but at the same time I'm absolutely hating it. So I'm not quite sure where I lie on this project, but I'm getting it done. For sure, I am getting stuff done. So the drawbar, that's been all welded on. I did a rattle can rebuild on the tow hitch, so that's looking mint there on the new drawbar. It's booked in for the new front window tomorrow, which is making today very stressful because it's still a long way from being ready to tow. Voila, we have structure back in the front of this thing. I don't know if you recall, but there was nothing in this area here. The aluminium was all separated along the bottom, and I think what's happened is as we've been going over bumps, it's been jumping up and down, smashed all the structure out, and then it's all fallen out the bottom onto the road. Both of these corner post sections I've completely rebuilt. I've framed out the window much stronger than it used to be. I think there's more structure in here than what there used to be. All of this corner is rebuilt. It's been a mighty job. My new section, front of the floor there's all replaced as well. And the bottom of the aluminium I've reinforced with a nicely folded piece of 2mm. It's riveted all the way along there. Should put some guts back in that, so hopefully it doesn't tear it off the front of the caravan like what it has before. Like I say, still a huge amount of work. I want to get a wee bit more structure in here before it's ready to tow. I need to get the lining on the lower piece there so that I can get ready for the strip that goes along the top of there, because the window rubber goes on that. And I'm looking after the baby. She's asleep at the moment, so I'm getting as much done as I can. But that's where we're at with the caravan at the moment. We're going camping in this thing in 10 days. So I'm gonna, once it's got the window in, I'm gonna rough in some lining for those sides and the roof. And I'm gonna half-ass a bed in the front. We've got more kids now, we don't actually fit in here anymore. So I'm just gonna beds across the whole front of here, so that we can all fit for this camping trip. And then when we get home from that, everything's getting gutted out again to carry on through. Found more rot sneaking in to the bits where I can't get at yet, so I've just got to carry on back to the rest of the caravan. But that's where we're at. Things have been happening, and it's starting to look pretty good. I've got, can you see? No, not quite. Hello. You're waving, good waving. That is baby Maeve down there helping me today. Today I'm building the bed frames for the front of it. And I'm using this stuff here, which is H3.1 treated cavity battens. So these are finger jointed dressed machined timber that's for building houses. Goes over the top of the building paper and underneath the cladding to get an air gap. But what I'm finding is that it's 45 by 20, which is a nice convenient size. It's really nice and light, and it's pretty straight and consistent and really nice for building the furniture in the caravan. It's dirt cheap as well, which is good because you need acres of it on a house, which makes it quite nice for me in the caravan. So I haven't used this for doing the framing because it is treated, and I've been avoiding using treated timber because it reacts with the aluminium. So that I've been using the 30mm untreated LVL that I scored for that. But this stuff's been awesome for doing the furniture. So I've made up, take you in and show you. I have been busy in here. Look at this. So I had it booked in for its electrical wire and fitness the other day. Window went in last week. Electrical got done to a point where it would pass. There is some cabling, lighting cabling and stuff hiding behind some knot walls, but enough to pass for now and sort the rest out later. And I made up this cabinet for the front, which I'm real stoked with. Looks pretty mint. You can see up in there the change in colour is where the original cabinet used to be, and it tapered away from you. So this one's going to give us a truckload more storage up there, and much more accessible as well, because those are going to be full openings. So at the moment I am framing out the bedding to go in here. That's today's job. Because I'm looking after baby Maeve today, I can't use any of the power tools, so got to do my best on cutting square with the old handsaw, but better that than no progress at all, eh? Hey, lucky you're cute. All right, into it. Okay, well that's the first bed frame finished. I'm pretty happy with how that's come up. It's got a crap ton of screws holding it together, but it is not too heavy, and it is going to be super strong. Certainly way stronger than the old ones that are hanging on the wall over there. So now I just need to go ahead and rinse and repeat, make one for the other side, one for the middle, and then a bit of cladding on them. Alright, I went pretty hard on this last night, and as you might be able to see there, I've got both of the sides of the bed frames installed. So now what I've got to do is do this piece across the front, because we're going for a C-shaped design now around the table. Interesting thing I've just discovered though. So I've measured the distance between there and there for making the piece that goes across that bit, and then I measured the distance between here and here, and it was 15 millimeters difference between there and there, 30 millimeters difference from here to here. But visually on the outside of the caravan you can see that the walls have a big curve in them, and if I look at the wheel arches, there's a gap here as well. So the whole thing's got a bit of a bow going on. So I'm going to work to that distance, because between the posts can't change. And then when I go to screw the whole thing together, I'll get someone pushing on the outside walls to pull them in a bit straighter, and that'll help give the whole caravan a bit more. Just tighten it all up. Getting there. I'm pretty stoked with my progress, but I've got to press on because we're going camping this weekend and we're meant to be packing today. Progress update. I have got the center section framed up. It's in there ready to go. Got some clamps on it. I've squared it and shimmed it and got it all in the right place, ready to screw down. It is painfully obvious now that it is this side of the caravan that's way out of square. I've had the rafter square across it. This one's good, this one bad. I seriously considered screwing down the good bed, like down, lots of screws, and screwing this one to the wall, lots of screws, and then ratchet strapping it across to pull the wall straight. Up until a minute ago that was my plan. But after this camping trip I start into the next phase of the renovation, which is to strip out the back of the caravan, the rest of the walls. I know there's more rot up in here and probably some problems down in here as well. I'm really worried that if I try and pull that across, I'm just going to end up doing damage, stressing and straining things, and causing more problems for myself. So I might get the bed in the right place and shim it to the wall so that I can tie it all together for now, because it's all got to come back out again later. And then once I've got everything out and I can see what's going on behind the wall linings, then I'll pull the wall straight and do it properly. So for now, I can take some shortcuts. I've also got to mention that I'm really in my element with this build now. I think I've mentioned before in my videos that I don't know whether I'm enjoying this project or not, because there's definitely parts of it where I was just hating life. I think what I'm figuring out about myself is that I hate dealing with rotten and rusty shit and having to try and fix all of that and fight with things being put together in a different order to what I'm able to take them apart in and all of that. But what I really love doing is just building cool shit, and it doesn't matter whether it's cool cabinets or cool motorbikes or cool cars. I just like building cool shit. That's really what gets me going and what gets me out in the shed. So that's why I do this, and it's what I'm into now, so I'm really enjoying it. Alrighty, that's all that framed out now, I suppose. It's all screwed into place, it's all screwed down, it's all screwed across, it's screwed to each other. It is going absolutely nowhere, and it's going to do a brilliant job of tying the front of the caravan together for a lot more strength than what it had before. Next thing I need to do, so ultimately there'll be some facings and stuff go on this to make it look pretty, but because we're just doing the bare minimum to get on this camping trip this weekend, now I just need to box out a temporary support in the middle here for the mattress. Ultimately, this is going to have a table in here that drops down to make it into the bed, but not worrying about any of that for now. It's not going to have a table, it's just going to be fixed permanent bed for this weekend. So I just need a bar across here and then plywood and done. And a roof. We need a roof. Don't need to have pink bats raining down on us during the night. Alright, well that's the weekend done and dusted. We made it. George got finished enough for going camping. We had the funny little bunk bed in there that I cobbled together to make us all fit. Wasn't totally without incident. On the day that we were packing, we went and fitted the brake line to the extended drawbar. Went to bleed it up only to find that one of the brakes was blocked, one of the brake hoses, and so then the brakes were jammed on and everything was stuck. So I was packing the car and Dad was here with the whole wheel and hub assembly part, re-greasing bearings and stuff, putting it all back together to get it mobile. Towed beautifully on the trip, so much better than it used to be with the long drawbar, and with all the proper structure back in the front of it, it wasn't so scary in the rear view mirror. in hindsight now, I could see all of this flexing and moving around a scary amount because it doesn't do it anymore. So it's awesome. It was a great weekend away with our friends, making memories with the kids, having a good time at the beach. It was a bit windy, which was a bummer, but it was a cracker of a good time. But of course now I've got the joyful job of unpacking it all and putting it away and tidying my shed, because the whirlwind last few days of trying to get this thing ready to go away has left it in a hell of a state. You pretty much can't walk in there now, and it's all sawdust and offcuts and power tools, and it's a mess. So I'll get on with that, and then we'll crack on with the next phase of renovations on this, and hopefully we'll have the Galaxy back from the panel beaters in the next week to finally put that on the road. Catch you next time.